The news.
The news.
The news. Behind the statist media lies.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Brock Lawley program. My name is Brock Lawley, and this is the show we tackle the news headlines, sifting them out like chaff, because that's what the leftist media does. They offer you up chaff, lies, distortions, defamations, slanders, libels. Chaff. Throw away. Disregard. Rubbish. And we serve up the golden wheat of truth on a rhetorical dish of deliciousness, morsels of deliciousness, little sound bites of deliciousness, little ideas and opinions of deliciousness for your ADD reliable television show, Minds on a Silver Platter. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for sharing the show. I cannot thank you enough. It's always amazing to me and flattering to me how many of you listen, and it's really, honestly, I think a reflection on a lot of things. I think it's just because the media lies and people are looking elsewhere. They're looking elsewhere. I have a background from the media, so I'm a little bit of a spy. I'm a little bit of a ninja behind enemy lines because I have a complete and total contempt for the media, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to tackle some of these news stories, but I start by telling you there's a lot of new subscribers. I have contempt for mainly the Western media, but the American media is the worst. It's absolutely the worst. It is vile and despicable and disrespectful. And the worst part about it is the system doesn't work without it. So it's really a crippling aspect to our civilization. It's the fourth estate. It's meant to keep the other branches honest, and they just simply refuse to do that. Instead, they crawl in bed with the party, and it's very, very, very troubling. And you can see a lot of mayhem and mishaps and missteps in our society simply because we don't have a media. We do not have a media holding the powerful responsible. We have a media that holds some of the powerful responsible, and for others, they run defense and circle wagons, and that's a shame. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wall Street Journal has a piece. You need 1,237 delegate votes to win. And they go into all this conspiracy theory about the convention, the busted convention, and how there are very elite entities, specifically in the GOP. But I mean, it's interesting too, the superdelegate thing on the Democrat Party. Boy, that cake's been baked before anybody even went to the ballot. What a bunch of corrupt nonsense that is. It's just amazing to me. Just the whole thing's just arbitrary. The whole voting process matters not on the Democrat side. The whole thing is just rigged. But they think you're going to have a brokered convention. And you hear serious pundits and serious people, I mean, Mitt Romney and people like that, floating this idea. And for all the talk, think about this. So a guy like Trump, right, he emerges because people hate the establishment. They hate the establishment because the establishment serves their needs and not our own, have no values, have no ideological compass. So we've been told forever, what's this establishment? What are you talking about? There's no establishment. I hear that all the time. The brokered convention discussions is literally a neon sign pointing to the fact that was not a conspiracy theory, right? That these very, very powerful movers and shakers in the GOP, it's their way or the highway. So the base votes, and they say, we don't like that choice. And they weren't able to manipulate it this time. And it's just remarkable to me. So, of course, it's not a conspiracy at this point. With their own lips, they're pointing out that, yes, we get what we want because we are the power brokers. And the whole thing's kabuki theater. This whole going to the election box and picking your dude, it's a rat in the cheese maze without any cheese. Ridiculous. Wall Street Journal has the piece. Hillary wants to kill fracking. I love this. I've done extensive research on this. I really think you need to rent a movie, or I think it's Netflix for free, but it might not be anymore. Stream it. I think the majority of it's on YouTube. Frack Nation, where it case by case just refutes the leftist libel and lies and misinformation campaign against fracking. It's just not true. The stuff they say is not true. It's not poisoning things. It's not factually true. It's not true. And fracking and a lot of these carbon-based, innovative excavation technologies have made the lives of people better, cheaper. It's just remarkable. And they call themselves progressives. It's regressive, ladies and gentlemen. Nonetheless, the Wall Street Journal has a piece. Hillary wants to kill it. She wants everybody. I think she wants everybody to I think her latest plan is to put like a solar panel on your butt cheeks and just streak, run around. And we'll get to the story later, but a high priority to the Democratic Party is going into whatever bathroom you want to, despite your genitalia, your God-given genitalia. This is real cutting edge, high priority stuff right now. So while everybody's naked, just going in and out of the bathroom of their choice, we could just strap solar panels, which don't actually harness the power well because our battery technology is so regressive, and that's how we're going to power our lives. It's people are so regressive, horse and buggy regressive. Bloomberg, ladies and gentlemen, you know how he trial ballooned that whole I'm Bloomberg, I'm going to run. Well, that whole thing, that bomblet or whatever, that bombed. So he's not going to run now. What do you know? Nobody wants Bloomberg. Real shocker. For the $1 million or whatever that they trial ballooned this, for the couple million that they spent, they could have just given me the money and I could have told them. No, it's not going to work. Nobody's interested in you. You're milquetoast. Nobody's interested. New York wouldn't have even elected him. New York Times has that piece. De Blasio, ready? Quote, you can choose the bathroom. If you're a man and you think you're a woman in that moment, then the woman bathroom is all yours. This is the same crowd that wants to fabricate, and yes, fabricate a college rape campus, which actually does not exist. Yet this will actually open up the door to violent attacks against women. And that doesn't matter because social engineering and gender manipulation takes precedent. The New York Daily News has that piece. Can you believe in this world, 100 million people out of work, ISIS lopping off heads, Russia making geopolitical moves, big fatty fat Kim Jong, who knows what, up in North Korea, firing bombs, dudes with twigs and berries going into the female bathroom. That's high precedent for the left. And predominant left, not fringe left, predominant left. This guy's the mayor of New York City. It's just a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Reagan passed away. Wonderful woman. And there's this really touching piece. The Reagans never stopped dating. It's in the USA Today. I had read some of Ronald Reagan's love letters to his wife. I'll tell you what, that was quite a relationship. They really loved each other. It was really in a day of cynicism, and I'm not seeing as much of this, I suppose, in the public square. Ronald Reagan, Nancy Reagan had a truly amazing love story. They just did. I remember coming back from Iraq. It was sad. The day I came back from Iraq, I got down, kissed the soil, so happy to be back home. I come into the airport, all over the newspaper racks, Reagan dies. It was a gut blow, because he was a great man. He had a huge influence on me. But this widow, everything we know, they just had an incredible relationship. And what we now know through the lens of history is that Nancy Reagan was just a steel rod, just a pillar in that man's administration, and propping him up and filling him with wisdom, with soundness, looking out for him, refining him like a good wife would. But they say that the trick to their love is that they never stopped dating, never took it for granted. It's pretty amazing and pretty darn beautiful, actually. That piece is in USA Today. The U.S. kills 150 Shabaab fighters. Death from the air, ladies and gentlemen. And according to the Pentagon, they were planning to attack U.S. forces in Somalia. Did you know that there were forces in Somalia? I didn't know that. And I pay attention to these things. The left, this administration has this unbelievable ability to first fly the flag of like peacenik. They don't want the troops on the ground. They don't like the wars, except for this little inconvenient thing. They have the troops on the ground, and they have the wars. But this, my friends and my fellow citizens, is the power of having the media. Because in Libya, what did Barack Obama's administration do? Well, he went in under false pretenses, toppled a dictator under false pretenses, completely tipped over the apple cart of that civilization. It's now a complete bloodbath and a freak show, a house of horrors by way of the mess. Do you see media outcry? No. Do you see Obama lied, people died? No. Do you see protests? No. Do you see anti-war zealots and nuts out the streets? No. Why? Answer media. Media protection. Media protection. rather than media lies. Same thing here. Barack Obama has troops in Iraq, increased numbers, has troops in Afghanistan, has troops in Somalia, has troops in Libya. But the media just pretend like he doesn't. So hocus pocus, he doesn't. And he still gets to go out on TV in front of quote-unquote journalists and be like, we don't want boats on the ground. There's something Barack Obama. Yeah, we're going to shut down Gilbo. And meanwhile, he's a warlord. By all factual purposes, he's a warlord, but he doesn't have any consequences for it because the media is in his pocket. That's what I mean when I say the media is full, just stern left. New York Times has that piece. Immigration, a huge danger to the national interest and to the country itself. Overwhelming majority of Americans believe this, according to a new poll, a Bloomberg poll that just came out. Democrats are on the wrong side of this issue and have been for a long time. And this is an us versus them issue, my fellow Americans. So the American people know this is a problem. But the powerful, both parties, by the way, Republican Party establishment, Democrat Party establishment, are both bought. And they want cheap slave labor from South America. They don't care that it guts your nation. They don't care that it completely and totally overwhelms your safety net. They don't care. They care about their self-interest. They don't care about yours. And that's why you're seeing anti-establishment candidates climb like a skyrocket, like a NASA launch in the mindsets of the voters. That's the reason, right? There's the video. Again, immigration, a huge danger to the country, according to the overwhelming majority of the country. I'm talking about 75% of the country here. Bloomberg.com. The inventor of email, ladies and gentlemen, yes, somebody did invent that. The inventor of email wasn't Al Gore. I invented email and global warming too. Wait, I wasn't supposed. Yes, the inventor of email dies at the age of 74. Now, many people can definitively and clearly say that they changed the world, but this cat can. New York Times has his obituary in his piece. Lastly, the Palestinian Media Watch. This is a watchdog outfit on YouTube that watches the anti-Semitic Palestinian media, whose job and sole existence is to kill Jews, to slander Israel. You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you, this shameful, scandalous, evil turn of events. But YouTube throws them off the platform. Yes, YouTube kicks off Palestinian Watch media group, who watches and refutes their lies. Ladies and gentlemen, the media and the left is anti-Semitic. They're anti-Semitic. They hate Jews. That's just a fact. The sooner you come to that realization, the better we're going to be off. But these platforms, this is what's hilarious, and it's heartbreaking to me. YouTube comes to power, comes to relevance, comes to fame, if you will. It certainly comes to wealth, on the understanding that everybody gets to have a voice, that you're going to open up this megaphone to the little guy until they don't like what you say. And what you say that they don't like is often conservative values. Same thing with you. It's the same thing with Facebook. Censoring conservative speech. I've had to deal with it my entire social commentary career. People, nothing violent, nothing like that. They just don't like what you say, so they censor it. Left-wing ideology does not value free speech. They never have. They haven't since Mussolini. They haven't since Stalin. They do not value opposition because opposition is clarity, because clarity shines a light on hypocrisy. And if you have clarity and you have that shining light on hypocrisy, you do not have leftism. Clarity is an enemy of leftism. Truth is an enemy of leftism. So it is no wonder that they shut up opposition. It's what they always do. That's what they'll always do. But that these social media platforms are doing this now. Well, first of all, it'll be their death now. I'll tell you that right now. And second of all, it's an unbelievably clear flag, a warning sign in our society that we are going the wrong direction. Thank you for listening to the Brock Lawley program. Be a people of character, fortitude, and abounding courage.
Typical white person.
À Brock Lawley Productions.